People usually picture Italy as warm. Sunny beaches, crowded piazzas in the summer with people eating gelato and sipping on their Aperol spritz. But this is also Italy, the Dolomites, a mountain range in the north of the country where winter feels quiet and the landscape feels almost unreal. We came here to ski, to slow down and experience the Dolomites in winter.
We are in the town of Riscone right now, which is around like 500 meters from our hotel. Our hotel is just straight here in this direction. And this is cool because it's really tiny, but there's like a mini market, a couple of cafes around here, so you can just come for a walk and chill if you need anything. There's even like a drugstore, so it's really convenient. And just 15 minutes from here with the bus, it's another town called Brunico, which we're gonna go and explore in a few minutes. So one of the things that I was struggling with when planning the trip to the Dolomites is deciding where to stay, because the Dolomites are a huge area. There are many, many towns around, and I didn't really know which one was better. But we're staying right outside of Brunico, and this town is actually really cute. It's really convenient. There are trains here that go to bigger cities. You can come with a car also. And the ski resort is like 5 minutes away. So I definitely recommend staying in Brunico if you want to ski or just to go around hiking in the Dolomites, just to explore some little cute towns around. Decided to get some coffee and some sweets next to the river. It's really nice because it's sunny out, even though it's February and it's the middle of winter. It's actually kind of warm outside, so it's a great place for a coffee break. I'm excited. We are walking in the city center on our way to the castle, and it looks so beautiful here. Look at this, it's gorgeous. So we're here in the castle in Brunico. It's a castle from the 13th century. It's really beautiful and looks very medieval. But then inside the castle, you see there are like some Buddhas, and you can see some like Tibetan, Nepalese flags. And here as well, you see different things from different mountain cultures. So there is a museum in here that focuses on different cultures around the world that live around mountains, like the mountains here in the Dolomites. It's really cool. You have to pay to enter. You can pay right here, and then you go in, and then there's some beautiful museum. But if you don't want to go into the museum, there's also a beautiful view from here because it's high up in the mountain, so you can see the whole city around and all of the mountains around. It's beautiful.
Seeing the Brunico castle from above, you can feel the centuries of history rising from its beautiful stone walls. Surrounded by snow-covered peaks, the castle sits on top of a hill and watches over the town. Below, the winding streets glow softly in the afternoon light, inviting us to take in the beauty of this place. Up here, everything feels calm. The mountains frame the horizon in every direction, and for a moment, time seems to slow down. It's the kind of view that makes you pause, take it all in, and appreciate where you are.
Here at the castle, they have this cute store where you can buy a bunch of different food from the region, and it's really cool because it's self-checkout, so you just pick whatever you want, and then you go here and you pay by yourself. We're in Brunico right now, and it's really funny because the Dolomites are in Italy, and we are certainly in northern Italy, but everything here is in German. People speak German everywhere. The food is very German, beer, German street signs. When you go to a restaurant, people greet you in German. So it's really interesting, that sort of German-Italian fusion in this area. So one thing that surprised me when I was planning this trip is that this ski resort that we're staying at, called Kronplatz, is part of a bigger resort called Dolomiti Superski, which is the biggest ski complex in Europe. There's over 1,000 kilometers of ski slopes. And the cool thing about that is that you can obviously ski between each resort, or you can go from town to town. So you pick one town one day, and then you go to the next town the other day, and it gives you a lot of flexibility. So when you're buying your ski passes for this region, the Dolomiti Superski, you can choose between two different options. You can either choose a ski pass that's just for the ski resort you're staying, or you can buy another type of ski pass that covers the 12 ski resorts in the Dolomiti Superski. The difference is like around 5-6 euros. So if you're a good skier, it's actually really worth it to buy the one that covers the whole resort, because you can ski from one resort to the other one. They're connected, the slopes. Here at the top you can find all the ski slopes and the ski lifts, but you can also find a bunch of different restaurants and bars. They have some cafes, they have some souvenir shops. So if you don't ski, you can just come up here to enjoy the view and maybe have some lunch or coffee. It's really beautiful up here. So the way that it works is that you can buy a ski pass for the whole day, and it costs around 80 euros, and you can use all the lifts from the time they open till the time they close as many times as you want. But if you don't want to ski and you just want to come up here to enjoy the view, you can just buy one pass for this main lift here. So this ski pass for the whole day costs around 80 euros, but if you just want to come up here once, I think you pay around 25 euros just to come, enjoy the view, and go back down.
This ski lift here behind me, this is the main one here. This takes you down from the bottom of the mountain all the way up here, and it's around 2,000 meters high. So it's around 15 minutes to get all the way from the bottom to the top. And there are other ski lifts around, but they take you down some other slopes, not all the way down to the bottom. This lift here takes us to the area of Riscone and Brunico. And there are other ones around the Dolomites that take you to some other cities as well.
Up to the top of the mountain to try some other slopes, and they have a lot of blue beginner slopes here, and this one is the second easiest one we tried. It's called Olang, and we are around 2,000 meters up in the mountains, and the view here is just so beautiful. I mean, look at this, it's amazing. And if you ski down to the bottom of this one here, it's really cool that they have a bar down there.
Here in the Kronplatz area of the Dolomites, there's a bunch of kits and easy slopes for beginners. There are some schools here, and of the ones that we tried, this here is the easiest slope for beginners. It's called Korer. You can bring your own equipment or you can rent it here. They have a bunch of rental places around the area and they're all right next to the main lift. We paid 20 euros for the skis, 10 euros for the ski boots, and 5 euros for the helmet per day. And you can book it online and you just come and pick it up. And they have different prices depending on how much of a pro you are, so the better skis, so to speak, are a little more expensive. They also have snowboards and it's really convenient because you just come and pick it up and go up to the mountains, and then when you're done you just come and leave the stuff here. We rented a locker that's just at the bottom of the mountain right next to the main lift. And we paid 20 euros a day for this locker. It's a 4-people locker and you can just put your shoes, gloves, your helmet, all your skis, your equipment. It's all gonna fit here.
So one thing to consider when you're coming here is that your accommodation is not just a place for you to sleep. Everything here in the Dolomites is set up around the ski resorts. So you will have like an accommodation that's close to the ski slopes, but they still offer a shuttle. For example, we are staying 500 meters from the ski slopes. You can see the lift is right there. And the hotel offers us a free shuttle to the slopes and back. And they also have lockers here that we can leave our ski stuff. That's really common around this area. And look at this beautiful view. It's gorgeous. You can see the pool. It's right there. There's an outside pool there. Here there are 2 jacuzzis. And here under this big dome is the indoor pool.
There's something really special about staying in a place like this. Even though it's a small town, it's like the hotel is a cozy base camp for the whole Dolomites adventure. You wake up with the mountains outside your window, go get breakfast, get ready to ski, and after a long day on the slopes, you come back to a warm, quiet space. It's these small details that make the ski trip feel balanced. Adventure by day and relaxation by night.
So most hotels here in the area have a small wellness area. They usually have a pool, a sauna, jacuzzis, because normally after skiing for the whole day, people come back to the hotel and they go in the sauna, they go to the pool, they recover, relax, and then they go out to eat or go out to parties. So it's very common here for all hotels to have that. It's not like a luxury. And look at how cool this is. Now we have the pool all for ourselves. Another thing I would recommend if you're going on a ski trip in the Dolomites or anywhere else is to book a hotel with breakfast included, because your ski days are going to be really long and you're probably only going to stop for like a snack or something in the mountains, so you need a big breakfast. Usually I skip hotel breakfast and I go out and try some of the local stuff, but in this situation I think having a hotel breakfast is a must. Let's check out this breakfast, it's really nice.
After a long day out skiing in the cold mountains, there's nothing better than a warm meal. We liked this place so much that we ended up coming back pretty much every night for dinner. Downstairs, it's a pizzeria, and upstairs, it's a nice steakhouse. I'm a vegetarian, and it was actually surprisingly easy to find nice options for me here. You'll find a lot of Italian food in this region, but also a lot of traditional German dishes, and also a lot of German beer. But most importantly, it all feels like comfort food. Warm, cozy, and delicious.
We're standing in the middle of one of the most visited lakes in the Dolomites. This here is all a lake actually, but it's frozen because we're here in the winter. And it's called Lago di Braies, this lake here. And here, right next to us, is the boathouse where people usually rent boats to go on the lake during summer. But now in the winter, you can just walk around. It's beautiful and it's surrounded by these beautiful mountains in the Dolomites. I love it here. Only are we standing in the middle of a frozen lake, but there's a frozen waterfall there. Look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful it is here. And we're standing in the middle of a frozen lake. It's kind of scary, to be honest, but it's also so cool. This is what it looks like in the summer. So, to come to the lake, it's better to come with a car, and you have to park either here or there's another parking lot which is 5 minutes away from here, and it costs half the price. So this parking lot is the closest one to the lake. The lake is literally right there, and it costs around 15 euros. And if you just walk 5 minutes this way, then you reach another parking lot which costs 7 euros for the whole day. At least these are the prices for the winter right now. So pro tip, I recommend parking your car on the first parking lot, not on the second. We have to go through this little forest area to go to the parking lot, but it's literally right there, like 2 minutes. And it's beautiful. Can you imagine if I fall and you capture it on camera? So this is the cheaper parking, P2. It's half the price of the parking closer to the lake. And there's a beautiful view. Not that one, here. After spending all this time here, I can definitely see why people visit the Dolomites. It's such a beautiful region. There is so much to do. Even if you don't like sports and you don't want to come here to ski, there's still a lot of stuff to do, a lot of beautiful landscape to see. It's such a calm place. I definitely recommend visiting. And in the winter, I believe the vibe is completely different from the summer, where people come here to hike. I also want to come here one day in the summer to see what it's like, but it's such a cool experience to come here in the winter and ski here. I mean, skiing is still really hard for me. I still struggle with it, but it was definitely worth it. And okay, today the day is not that beautiful, but you can still appreciate this beautiful view and all the mountains. It's amazing.